I don't know why I didn't see it sooner. Maybe because I wanted to believe I was special. Maybe because I was lonely. But the truth is simple. My boss didn't care about me. He cared about what I could do for him. And I didn't realize that until it was almost too late. My name is Tanya. I'm 24 years old. I work as a secretary in a small office near the city. I live alone, a small apartment, and most mornings I wake up early, take a quick shower, and make tea before work. My drive is about 30 minutes. I listen to soft music to calm myself. I'm not a morning person, but I've learned to stay quiet and just get through the routine. I start work at 8:30. My desk is right by the front door, so I'm the first person everyone sees. That means I'm always busy, answering calls, printing papers, and organizing meetings. My boss is Mr. Harris. He's 45, tall, always in a clean suit. He speaks softly, but expects things done fast. He doesn't yell, but you still feel the pressure. On Mondays, it's chaos. He asks me to do 5 things at once, then tells me to do them carefully. If I say no, he doesn't say anything, but his silence makes me feel guilty. Sometimes he asks me to do personal tasks, small things like picking up coffee or delivering a letter. I always say yes, even when I'm exhausted. I just want to be a good employee. Then he started buying me little gifts. Chocolates, flowers, once a scarf for my birthday. He smiled and said, "You look beautiful in this color." I thanked him, but inside I felt confused. No one else got gifts. Not Lily, not anyone. I didn't understand why he was being different with me. Lily noticed. She said quietly, "Tanya, the boss is really nice to you." I laughed it off, but I couldn't stop thinking about it. When we were alone, his tone changed. He smiled more. He asked about my life, my weekend, my family, and I felt special. I started thinking about him outside work. At night, I would replay his words. Sometimes I'd even dream about him. I knew it wasn't right. He was my boss, but I also felt flattered, like someone finally saw me. Then one Monday, I was late. Traffic. When I arrived, he looked at his watch and said, "You're late, Tanya." I apologized. Then he handed me a small box. Inside was a silver bracelet. He said, "You don't need to do so much. You make my work easier." I smiled, but my hands were shaking. Lily saw the bracelet. She raised her eyebrows. "Another gift?" I said it was for extra work, but she didn't look convinced. That night, I sat on my bed holding the bracelet. It was beautiful, but I felt uneasy because it wasn't just a gift. It felt like a reward for being available. He started acting even friendlier. More compliments, more small attention. He offered to drive me home when it rained, and I kept thinking, maybe he just cares. Then he asked me to stay after work. "Just a few files," he said. The office was quiet. The clock was ticking, and he said something that made my stomach drop. "You are very special, Tanya." He told me to call him Mark when we were alone. He said he cared about me. I should have left immediately, but I didn't. I felt trapped, and I didn't know why. The next day, I tried to avoid him. I stayed busy. I didn't want to be alone with him, but he still found ways. Walking past my desk, small comments. "You look nice today. That color suits you." I felt guilty. I didn't want to seem rude, but I also felt scared. That Friday, I drove home listening to a love song on the radio, and for a moment, I almost smiled. But then I remembered Lily's warning, "Be careful." I tried to convince myself it was just work, but I didn't sleep well that night. I kept replaying his words, and I realized something. He wasn't just being nice. He was being personal. The next week, I decided to act differently. I dressed more plain. No lipstick. No effort to impress. I wanted to be professional. Just work. Lily noticed again. She said, "You seem worried." I broke down a little. I told her the truth. She listened. And then she said, "That's not okay, Tanya." She told me I deserved respect, not kindness, not gifts, not attention, just respect. That night, I cried quietly at home. I couldn't understand how someone could be so gentle and still make me feel unsafe. The next day, I started keeping distance. I answered from my desk. I didn't go into his office. He seemed confused. He asked if I was okay. I said yes, but my voice was cold. On Friday, he stopped by my desk. "You've been different this week," he said. I asked, "Did I do something wrong?" He sighed. He said, "I thought we were friends." That line stuck with me because I realized something. He wasn't thinking about my feelings. He was thinking about his comfort. Over the next few weeks, things became quieter. He spoke less, only work. I felt relieved, but the fear never fully disappeared. Every time he called my name, my heart skipped. Then a new assistant joined, Julia. She was 20, friendly, bright. I trained her, and I noticed it immediately. He started giving her gifts too. Not the same as me, but similar. Not because he cared, but because it was his pattern. That's when I finally understood. I wasn't special. I was just another woman in his office. I went to work the next morning and wrote my resignation letter. I walked into his office and handed it to him. He looked surprised. "Leaving?" he asked. "Yes," I said. He said he didn't think I was unhappy. I told him, "I'm not unhappy. I just want to work somewhere I feel safe." He nodded, and I left. I walked out of the office and felt lighter, but I didn't feel like I had a happy ending. I didn't suddenly feel confident or healed. I just felt awake, because for the first time in months, I saw the truth clearly, and that truth changed me. Not instantly, not dramatically, but slowly, and that's what real life feels like.